Tanuvasa also was carted to get in here to the circuit. They were just talking back.
Which I don't understand because he looks older than us. And in fact, he's been playing college football longer than we've been alive.
We were just talking about that while you were doing another interview.
Super senior.
Braden Shager couldn't be here by a month, so you are like the elder statesman. I'm sorry, but also how does that feel?
I mean, I definitely get all the old man jokes in the locker room. And then
like you got grandkids and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah. Everything in the book is thrown out. I mean, keeps me on my toes, keeps me, I like to think keeps me young, play with these young guys. I mean, I try not to think about it too much.
And the book he's referring to is the Old Testament.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. We're having some fun with Eliki Tanuvasa. Let's get some serious now, though. Some motivation, preseason. Do those things mean anything to you, the preseason standings near the bottom of the barrel on this one?
I mean, shoot, not really. I mean, I think our guy Steven Sy asked me about it earlier, and I said I didn't even see it. Like, I didn't even look at it. So, I mean, to me, it don't really matter. I mean, all that matters is, if I can – for me, it's just, if I can trust the guy next to me. That's really my whole thing. But, yeah, I mean, people always say what they want to say. I mean, it's great we have those kind of standings and stuff like that. They have those rankings. But to me, it doesn't mean much. I mean, I think for our whole team, we just try to go out there, play as hard as we can, do our thing, do our game, and then, just take it from there.
A little less on football real quick. How does it feel to be here?
Oh, man, it's very cool, a little bit overwhelming. I mean, I'm just an island kid, so this is pretty, this is a little much, but definitely a great experience. Super fun.
We were talking earlier. You got to experience stadium swim for the first time. I mean, you've been to pools, but that's different.
Yeah, they're like, we go to the pool. Oh yeah, nice and cool little pool, chill. Go up there. The escalator is like 10 stories high. And then we go through security. Got to get patted down. I said, oh, okay. Then you get out there. There's about 10 pools. I said, oh, this is a pool.
Yeah, exactly. And it feels good when it's 112 degrees outside.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
But being here, how do you feel being kind of, you and Logan both, being the ambassadors of Hawaii football this year?
Man, it's like it's such a huge honor. I mean, I always see the over the years, the different guys that go and just getting chosen, to be thought of as that person to represent, our team and, the state of Hawaii. It's a true honor.
Eliki Tanuvasa joining us here, Mountain West Media Days. Our coverage driven by BMW of Honolulu. Let's bring Gary Dickman in from our Honolulu studios. Gary?
Yeah, Eliki, thank you for joining us. And I'm kind of curious, I think a lot of the Hawaii football fans are. In the summer, we hear about 7-on-7 workouts. What are the offensive linemen doing in the summer to get ready for next season?
Oh, man. Our offensive line coach, Coach Roman Sapolu, he has us on a very, very busy, tight, very strict schedule, and, we love it. We're doing extra work, all the time. After our normal workouts, we have another workout, the Coach Sapolu workouts, and then on top of that, we have another one after that, and then we come in on the weekends when just us though, like with the O-line, we come in on the weekends, we do extra film, extra field work, extra lift. So I mean, we got to put in, we got to keep up with the speed of our receivers and stuff. So we got to make sure we give them time so we have that explosiveness, so the fans have a great time watching, great entertainment. So we're putting in a lot of work.
So there, Gary, there you go. Let me apologize for Gary for just a second because it sounded as if he was saying, "Do you guys do any work while they're working?" but we know that you guys do a lot of one-on-one drills, slapping hands, bodied it up. It gets physical for you guys.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a dogfight every play. I mean, we put in, not just with our D-line, with each other. I think we compete more with our own O-line room and amongst ourselves than anybody else. So, yeah, it's always, going head-to-head, doing the physical stuff, because at the end of the day, that's what matters in the game, doing all the physical.
Gary's got one more.
Yeah, so the excitement level for the run and shoot is really taking off. Fans keep talking about it, media, players, of course. Can you tell us how this offense is going to achieve the success? Maybe not like 2007, but be an offense that's going to be really tough for opposing defenses.
I think, Coach Timmy, I mean, I don't know who would do it better than him. He's adding his own little flavors here and there, adding his own, different things to the run and shoot. And I think it's just, we have a very, young skills positions for our receivers, and I think they're just hungry. I mean, I think for the most part, we're just gonna I think the best thing is we're all going to play extremely hard for one another and do the best to represent the islands of Hawaii. So I think having that pride and have that little chip on our shoulder is exactly what we're gonna need and what we're gonna do in order to achieve what we want to achieve this year.
Let me ask you this. The difference between your blocking schemes last year as opposed to what you're going into this year. I know camp hasn't started, but Sapolu actually learned a little bit of the blocking schemes from Dennis McKnight. Just the difference in what you're having to work out now.
I mean, for me, I've actually been pretty blessed. I got to, run this offense back in high school, all through high school, and then run it with Coach Rolovich. So for me, it's a little bit more of a refresher than the younger guys. So, I mean, it's just a little different here and there of how, we want to move the pocket a little bit. Instead of having a normal traditional pocket, and now we can play around with where we want the quarterback in certain situations. So I think it just gives us a different opportunity, to play around with the quarterback, pick the defense around, and just kind of find the different weaknesses out there, and then just air it out, and then let the boys do what they do.
Perfect answer from one of the guys on the team that'll be collecting Social Security in just a few years.
Last one for you, Eliki. We were talking earlier, you and Logan Taylor representing Hawaii here at Mountain West Media Days. How would you describe your teammate?
Man, Logan, that guy, he's one of a kind for sure. It's very, very surreal. I played against Logan back in high school. Him and his team came down here. I think one of the biggest things he takes a lot of pride in is being our spiritual leader on the team. Helping people, find their faith, help them out with any situations they're going through. I mean, he has Bible studies all the time, and just recently I was going through, some little adversity in my life, and I went to it, and he helped me get through it. He helped me, he let me open up, and that's the kind of guy he is. He's there for his teammates. But, when he's on the field and he flipped that switch, and he's a different human being, the tenacity that he plays with, the aggressiveness, the physicalness. I mean, he can do it all. And the thing about him, he's 100% all the time. He's a go, go, go. It don't matter if it's walkthrough or anything. My man is taped up, ready to go. And I think it's really refreshing to see someone work so hard, even in the little things, put so much effort into just the small stuff. And then it don't matter what we're doing. He's going 1,000%. So I think, that's the kind of guy he is, hard worker, great leader, and just a great teammate to have on the team.
Enjoy your first car wash here at Mountain West Media Days. Thanks for coming on by and joining us.
Thank you.
That's Eliki Tanuvasa here at Mountain West Media Days. Our coverage driven by BMW of Honolulu. Guys, that is the most well-spoken offensive lineman I have ever talked to. As you guys mentioned, camp a week away. Logan, you excited?
Fired up, man. We can't wait.
That's Logan Taylor. He is Hawaii's linebacker joining us as part of Mountain West Media Days. You're here. That season you had last year, what a breakout year. I mean, did you think after that you'd have a chance to be up here representing the Hawaii defense here in Vegas?
No, this is just such a blessing. I couldn't even imagine anything like this, right? And it's just a testament to God, right, that, he does the unimaginable. And it's been such a blessing to be able to represent the state out here, represent my team, my brothers, and, man, I'm just grateful.
What does it mean for you to actually be sitting up here and enjoying your first media day? What is it, being the ambassador of Hawaii football?
It is absolutely, man, it's really a dream come true. Like, to be able to represent the state of Hawaii, the place that I call home now, and man, I could never imagine anything like this, and I am just grateful. Like, this is the memories that's gonna last, and man, I'm grateful, and I'm grateful that that the coaches, saw me as someone who could go and represent the state. And, man, I'm just grateful.
Let's talk about what you did during the offseason, because you did play in 13 games last year. You weren't originally in the starting rotation, but because of injury, you stepped in, and you made the best. I mean, you took advantage of what you were given. What was that mindset like for you, and is it the same mindset that you took going into the offseason?
Yeah, absolutely. So my whole thing was, whatever I'm going to do it for the Lord. If I was the backup, I'm going to be the best backup I can be. So with that being said, I prepared like I was the starter because I was just doing it to honor the Lord. And, it's crazy because I had the Bible study I had before my first start was, not letting – why limit God's power, We get into – COVID kind of got us, a lot of people, into a state of – and guys, help me just do the best that I can do, or help me to just know my plays. why limit God's power? Why not say, God, help me to do the absolute unimaginable. Help me to do things I could never imagine. And, that's what I did. And, it says in James 1 that, those who doubt should expect nothing. So I just paired those two together and said, you know what, God, I trust in you to do the unimaginable in my life. And God, I need you to show up. I believe that you will show up. And when the doubt would creep in and my body feels this way, oh, what if this, what if that? I would say no. I had to shake myself out of that. And that was a reoccurring thought. No, I don't doubt. I prepared for this, and God, you will give me the strength I need. And that was my entire mindset.
Well, let's just talk about the unimaginable real quick. You were the first player in University of Hawaii history, well, actually, within 21 years, so over 2 decades, to record 6 straight games with double-digit tackles, and that was highlighted by a 16-tackle performance against Colorado State. That's pretty unimaginable, but very attainable, apparently, according to you. That's something that a lot of people think you're that much of a hard worker that's something that you can produce again this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, that was not me. I prepared for it. I controlled what I could control, but that was just God just being faithful, And absolutely, I think I could do that every game just because I know that I'm not relying on my own strength. I don't have to worry. I don't have to fear. I know that God will show up.
There's a bit of a leader role now that you need to take. Bringing along the younger guys, making them more comfortable in the uniform and on the field while the clock is ticking. How do you feel about that role on this team? Being the leader.
Again, this is something I prayed for. This is a dream come true to be where I'm at, and but once you're in that position, it's a lot less, you would think it's this, that, but sometimes it's doing the hard things, right? I love all my teammates, and it's hard to have to call them out on things or have to say, hey, this is the standard, and when you have that jersey on, you represent all of us, and whether it's whatever it is, right? And it's, having to be uncomfortable, being comfortable being uncomfortable, and being able to just be a role model for lead by example, basically, right? Because I see myself in a lot of the young guys, and it's, hey, man, if I would have knew this when I was your age, the sky's the limit. And being able to do that, and these guys these guys are mature, right? A lot of dudes would have said, no, they don't want to take correction, right? But these guys we got are, they're humble. They take correction. They don't say, hey, who are you talking to? And it's because I feel like they know it's coming out of love, because it's not getting me better. It's only making you better, even though it may hurt to hear, right? But they take correction. They understand, and it's night and day to where these guys have come from maturity standpoint. And man, but like I said, it's having to be able to be comfortable being uncomfortable. But it's a blessing, A
lot of people will say off season is one of the most important times of a football player's career. I would say that fall camp is almost equally as important. Just your thoughts on heading into fall camp and getting ready for this season.
Man, fall camp is something else. Every player's got to go through it, right? It may seem it's going to it's going to be exhausting. You're going to be tired. You're going to be hurting, right? But it's the callus you build for the season, right? And it's, man, what did you do? Did you do everything you could during that fall camp? Because, man, it's something about that preparation leading up to the first game, right? It's like how could you be confident going into week 1 if you know there was things that you haven't seen yet, if there's things that you didn't prepare for, and so just being able to push through it's going to be hard in the game. It's not going to be feeling great all the time. It's going to be adversity. Being able to push through that, get in them dark places, and then push through it, right? So, man, I'm excited for camp just to see how the team pushes through them dark places and unifies. Can the fire be? Can we have that fire every single day? Can we be the same people every day? And like I said, it's leading by example. We got a lot of leaders on this team, so.
Yeah, obviously Logan Taylor, one of those leaders, joining us here at Mountain West Media Days. Gary Dickman jumping in from our studios.
Yeah, Logan, I was kind of curious. A lot has been talked about with the stadium on campus, TC Ching Complex. What is it like for a player to play in that environment? And for one thing, the students are right on top, coming out in bigger numbers than they did at Aloha Stadium. What is it like for a player in that field?
Man, I love playing at Ching. I mean, it is a total advantage to us. We have our locker room, where the place that we call home. We have our training room right there. We have everything we need. I enjoy it. I don't want to say more than Aloha, but I think it's a true advantage being able to play right there. And man, just being able to have the fans, it's not as far. People can walk to the stadium. And man, it is a great time out there, seeing all the fans, seeing all the young people who may not have been able to make it to Aloha, but man, I love it. It's a blessing.
It's really refreshing hearing you just talk today about your outlook on life and football. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Man, I have this talk with my wife a lot, and she's like, man, can we have an adult conversation? Because I always say, well, you know what, that's for the Lord to decide, and where I see myself is, I have aspirations of playing at the next level. I would love to play football as long as I can, and being able to provide for my family doing that. But the whole time, even if I'm doing that, and after I'm looking to do the Lord's work, be a servant and be a tool for Him to use, whether that is ministry, whether that is training kids and implementing faith, or whatever it may be. God is going to be a priority, and but like I tell my wife, that's up to God to decide,
Last thing I'll ask you, we asked Eliki earlier to talk about you as a leader and as a teammate. He represents the offense here in Vegas. Talk about Eliki as a teammate to you.
Man, Eliki's a special guy, and I have not met many people like him. The way that he prepares, the way that, not everybody is a vocal leader, but he is truly one guy that doesn't have to say a word. You could just walk. You can just follow him. And if I was to ever give an example to any young player of, hey, this is what you need to be successful in whatever you do, life. Whether it's one day he will be a great father. He will be a great husband because his values, his work ethic is undeniable. Right. I always joke around with him and say, anytime I see you not on the field, he has a laptop open studying anatomy or something, Like he is going to be a doctor one day, and, they always talk about the doctors nowadays. They got all these AIs and, what are they going to know? Well, I mean, we'll be in safe hands with Eliki because he knows exactly what he's talking about because he puts in the time for it, And the same way on the field, he is the leader of that offensive line, and offensive line is the leader of the offense, right? So he's that guy right there, leading by example, saying, hey. And what I love about him, he is not a vocal leader, but he will grab a group of guys after and say, hey, this is the standard, And we're not just going to stay standard. We have to push past the standard and create a new standard. And what we have been doing, what's good now is not good enough later, We have to continue to excel. And, man, it's, I've learned things from him. I've learned how to, how to approach, I've learned what I learned from him as a leader standpoint is how to approach people and how to, you need to have a relationship with people for them to be able to relate. It's not just, hey, like, man, I'm the leader. This is what you need to do. It's bro, let me get to know somebody before I even, who am I to go talk to this guy? I don't even know where he's from. And man, like I said, Eliki is a special dude, man. I'm grateful to know him, grateful to play with him.
I'd like to say that you are also a special dude and a role model to younger athletes, being a husband and a father, going through school and being an all-conference academic awardee. I think you're doing an amazing job, not just as a football player, but as a human being. Good luck to you this season. I can't wait to call your name throughout this season, and I'm hoping I'll be doing it a lot.
Yeah, thank you, John. Appreciate you guys so much.
All right, Logan Taylor joining us, representing the defense here for the University of Hawaii. Our coverage of Mountain West Media Days, driven by BMW of Honolulu.